So, what is a non-occupant cosigner, or in industry terms, for the mortgage industry, the technical term is a non-occupant co-mortgager. Well, that's somebody who is co-signing or co-mortgaging, if you will, on your mortgage loan, who is not going to occupy that property. Non-occupant cosigner is family, friend, relative, somebody who is signing on that loan for you for the purposes of qualifying, right? They're maybe not going to live in the house. Depending on the loan type, they may not even be required to hold ownership in the house. Certain loans require them to also be on title. Certain loans do not. But they're essentially co-signing on that home loan for you so that you can get approved for it. Couple things about that. That person who is co-signing is equally obligated on the debt to you, right? So, for example, if you're expected to make the payments, they are equally expected to make the payments. If you miss a payment, that's going to ding them. If you're 30 days late, not only is your credit going to get hit with a 30-day mortgage late, their credit is going to get hit with a 30-day mortgage late. If you don't pay the loan at all, right, and the property goes to foreclosure, obviously, if the property goes to foreclosure, they're going to sell the house at auction and use that to pay the loan back. If there is a balance left over where, let's say you owe 300,000, the house sells at auction for 200,000, you got $100,000 balance plus attorney fees and all the costs associated with foreclosing. Let's say that you owe 100 grand after that, after that house is sold that you let go to foreclosure. They are going to be on the hook for that money too, right? So the bank that foreclosed on that house, not only do you owe them 100 grand, that other person that co-signed also owes the bank $100,000. Chances are, you're going to get sued for it. So, anybody who is thinking about being a non-occupant cosigner or co-mortgager for a relative or family member, definitely weigh that decision carefully, because if that person does not pay, you will be expected to pay or your credit will get ruined. One other thing that I'll mention about this is certain loan types, FHA specifically, has a requirement about who can co-sign on a loan with you, right? You can't just pick somebody off of the street who's gonna co-sign your loan. It can't just be a random person that you kind of know that you suckered into it or whatever. There has to be a documentable relationship, either a family relationship or a close friend that can be well documented through, we've used social media. Same guidelines exist for gift funds. If you're receiving a gift towards your down payment, we can use social media photos of you and, your families together. We can show, an existing financial relationship. So if you're already co-signed on debt with somebody, if you share an address right now, like maybe you're a domestic partner or, a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, we have to show that there is an existing relationship in order for it to be a legitimate, co-signer, non-occupant co-signer. Last thing that I'll say, I promise, about this is, depending on the type of property that you are buying, having a non-occupant cosigner can increase your down payment requirement. One example of this is if you're buying a multifamily property, you're doing an FHA loan. FHA loans, if you're buying a single family residence, you have a cosigner, your parents from out of state are going to cosign to help you, you do that. You can get in same down payment as any, whether you had a cosigner or not, right? 3.5%. If you're buying a multifamily property, that down payment requirement goes up to 25%. The other thing is, you cannot do a cash out refinance with a non-occupant cosigner for FHA or for Freddie Mac. So there are some restrictions when you're doing this type of thing, that you just want to be out on the lookout for. Make sure that you don't, get yourself in over your head on something that's not possible to do.